Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes. I never got around to doing a video last week. I forget why. I think I just got to the end of the week, and for some reason I either didn't have the energy, or I kind of thought, I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. On Friday I thought, oh, I'll do it Saturday. Saturday I thought, oh, I'll do it Sunday. Didn't happen, and yeah, so I didn't worry about it. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I'm smoking. I'm smoking some Tilbury. The weather is pretty fantastic here. It's come up to like 17, 18, 19. It's 19 in the workshop at the moment. No heating on. Just very, very nice. Calling me the lawn. That is the only thing about the sun. All of a sudden you have to start mowing. I just finished listening to an amazing book. Haven't enjoyed listening to an audiobook as much in a long time. So it's called Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. He's the guy who wrote The Martian. You might have seen that. And apparently Project Hail Mary is getting the movie treatment. It's in development. That can mean a lot of things. That could mean it will still never happen. But it's like, it's near sci-fi, so I think it's like set, well, like 20 years in the future, something like that. So it's very similar technology. It's not like futuristic. It's kind of like at the limits of what we could possibly do in like a couple of decades. And it's very funny as well. It's from the point of view of this character who's just very relatable, I guess is the word. Going on a crazy adventure. But the guy who narrates it, Ray Porter, just does an amazing job as well. I just enjoyed it from start to finish. So I recommend it heartily. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I've also started taking these. What's the Cotswold Mushroom Company, and that's their lion's mane. It's not an advert. I'm not getting paid. I just bought them. I've been taking them for about 2 weeks. The thing about those is it's not lion's mane extract. It's actually the fruiting body. It's 500 milligrams of the fruiting body, not extract of it, extracting one chemical or the other. It's the fruiting body, and that's kind of what you want. That's what took so long to find in the UK, because otherwise you can get the extracts from anywhere, and they're it's not really what you want. You want the whole thing. I'd probably eat lion's mane mushroom, but this seems to be the easiest way to take it if you're going to do it daily. Not sure I would eat a lion's mane mushroom every single day. 500 milligrams. 500 milligrams. I don't know what a lion's mane mushroom would actually weigh dried out, but hey ho. Right. Pipes. This week, due to some miscommunication, or rather, no communication, from the guy who was meant to have a commission this week, I wound up doing 3 pipes that are available. which is a rarity, and it's quite a nice selection. One rusticated, one sandblast, and one smooth, which must be a first. I can't remember ever doing a week where I've had like all three types of finishes. One's a new shape. In fact, I'm going to show you that first. A slimline poker. I really fancied doing something kind of minimal. I like the idea of a poker, but I really didn't want to do something sort of beefy and bulky and heavy. I wanted to do something sort of light and refined. This is a pretty light fellow. I don't know if you can hear that. So that's me saying how great the weather has been, and that's the rain coming in. Amazing. Really interesting trying to get doing a rustication on a slim shape. Like it's like seeing how far you can go without going too far. Funnily, I thought this guy was going to be like super lightweight. He's 37 grams, which is still pretty light, but he's not as light as some of the acorns that I do. Funnily enough, I don't know why that is. I guess it's because this bowl part must occupy more weight, than the acorn. I think it's about 6 inches long. Just a black resin stem. Yeah. There you go. He's available. And I haven't made anything like him before. I suppose the most similar thing that comes to mind is the opium pipe, in the sense of how minimal the bowl is. Minimalist the bowl is. But in design, the opium is a bit more extravagant. So that was the rustication. This is a sandblast. And it is an author. Done in a cordovan sandblast. That's a really deep, leathery brown. Just very, very slightly pushes into the red, but only just. Really interesting blast. Loads of ring grain coming out. And a reasonable amount of straight grain, so you kind of like get that cross-hatching effect, which is very pretty. Funnily enough, I was almost going to rusticate this guy because I was in rustication mode. I thought, like, yeah, rusticate the author. And then I stopped and went, what am I thinking? It's like, the grain was all oriented nicely and it sandblasted him. And I'm glad that I did. Went with the earth and ivory stem, which has to be my favourite material at the moment. You may have noticed. I really love the sort of the detail that you get. That's what we're all about, isn't it? Detail. So yeah, an author, which is just a very pleasing shape to make. Pleasing roundness. In fact, I've had to cast myself some more earth and ivory. That was my last piece, but I just cast 2 more rods just for myself. Oh, and some ultraviolet wave. I really love this stuff too, and I was completely out. I am rebooting the Cumberland, and that's the Cumberland range, and that's actually turned out to be rather fun. While I was looking for someone to replace the pigments for the vintage range, and although that failed, I did find a company who will do colours from the RAL range, which really opens the door just in terms of Cumberland colours. Because normally the colours that you can get hold of for epoxy is not very large, and finding these guys means I can really open up the colours that I want to do. So that's a bright spot on the horizon. Last one. Where are you? Come on. A smooth prince. I seem to have strange fortune with princes. I make them and then I'm not planning on doing smooth, but this one just started, and then the further I went, is he going to be smooth? Is he? And he totally was. So I'd already started making with a orange Cumberland, so I went with a chocolate and orange contrast stain. Some nice straight grain. Straight grain. And some straight grain. And that's the somewhat flamboyant orange Cumberland stem. Some good swirls in that one. There you go. So if you're interested, your choices are a rusticated slimline poker, a sandblasted author, earth and ivory stem, and smooth prints. with orange Cumberland stem. Nice selection. And for some reason I can't comprehend not an acorn among them. Something doesn't seem right. I better make a few acorns and then that'll set the world back to normal. Alright. If you're interested in any of those, you can contact me via any of the social medias on Instagram or Facebook. If you do contact me on Facebook, contact me via Chris Kelly, linked to the Eldritch Pipes. If you try and contact me like some people have through the Eldritch Pipes Facebook page, for some reason it doesn't give me a notification, and sometimes I don't discover the messages until like a couple of days later. So don't do that if you can help it. The absolute best way, email me at devilsreef@gmail.com. I always get those, unless they for some reason go into the spam folder. That does happen very occasionally, but usually I get them. So that's usually the best way to do it. All right. All being well, I'll be back next week with some more pipes, I should imagine. Till then, take it very easy, your loyal pipe maker.